What's good? This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. In this video, I'm going to give you some advice on how you can get the girl you want. All right. So basically, I'm referring to if there's a girl that you are specifically targeting right now, like this is the girl you want, right? And you're like, okay, how do I get her? Okay, this is the advice I would give you. Okay, so you apply this to the best of your ability. So essentially, this girl that you want, she's attracted to a certain type of guy. And somehow you're going to have to demonstrate that you are that type of guy. Now, what kind of guy is she attracted to? She's attracted to the guy who can help her achieve the quality of life that she wants to achieve. Or another way to put that, she's attracted to the guy who can guide her and lead her through the experience of life that she wants to experience. And another way to put that, she's attracted to the guy who can help her and lead her into feeling the emotions she wants to feel. That is what's going on here. The better you can get at that, the better you'll get at getting the women you want. Okay? So I believe we should focus on what most women are attracted to. So at least we'll have like a base attraction level with most women, right? Because it starts with that. We want to hit the attraction triggers that are in her DNA that she cannot ignore, okay? We want to hit those, and then after we hit those, then we have to pay attention to her personality. So for example, some women like, guys who, work out and shit like that, and she wants a guy who can maybe help her get in shape or some shit, or help her get in better shape, or you know what I mean? Like some girls are into that personality wise, but below that, right? That's what's going on under the surface. These are the attraction triggers we want to hit. We have the 5 that mystery gave us, right? Let's just make sure we cover those 5. Because I'm telling you, if you cover those 5, this whole game gets a lot easier, because basically you're being naturally attractive when you cover those 5. Because those 5 attraction triggers are hardwired in our DNA from caveman times. It's still there. It's just that it plays out differently because, the social construct changes as the generations come and go. But we still, below the surface, these attraction triggers are still at play. So let me just go over them real quickly. The first one is pre-selection. You want to become the kind of man that gets women, okay? Now, how do you do this? Well, let's look at the other attraction triggers, because the other attraction triggers, if you hit those, you'll start getting pre-selection. But what I want to say is guys think that pre-selection is a bad thing, that they're not supposed to show that they get women. That's wrong. You need to show that you get women. You just don't want to brag about it. When you brag about it, that's not cool. But you need to demonstrate it somehow, right? Just have women around, or maybe just have stories that you can tell about women that you dealt with. Like, it needs to be known that you get women. The girl can't think that she's the only girl that you can get. If she thinks that, then she's not gonna see you as a challenge. She's like, okay, I already got him. He has no options. She needs to know that you have options and you have abundance, and you do that through your demeanor, the way you talk, the things you say, your tonality, your vibe, like all these things you want to communicate that. So pre-selection, that's the first one. Leader of men. You want to demonstrate leadership qualities, because a woman, essentially, she's looking for her man to lead her. Okay? Like that, you need to be able to lead women. Okay, so if you can demonstrate you can lead men, then that shows a lot of strength, right? Because if men are following you, that's masculine energy following masculine energy. That shows that you're truly a leader, right? So when she sees that, she's like, okay, if he can lead men, he should be able to lead a woman, right? The third one, protector of loved ones. She needs to see you as a protector, as someone that can protect her, and also if she was to have your child, that you could protect the child. So you need to demonstrate when you're around her or communicating to her that you're the type of guy that protects his loved ones. You're the type of guy that steps up when a threat shows up. You're not a pussy. You're not, you know what I mean? You're not gonna run away. You're not gonna, you know, bow down or sacrifice someone. You're not gonna do that shit. Like, you're actually gonna be a warrior, you know, like be somebody that's actually gonna fight, you know what I mean, if it comes to that. She needs to know that, because it's not her job to do that. Her man is supposed to do that, so you gotta demonstrate that. The other one, healthy emotions. She needs to know her man is healthy emotionally. Why? Because if he's not healthy, then he might hit her, or he might hit her child. Like, it's not like she's gonna come out and say, hey, you need to have healthy emotions, but subconsciously that game is being played. She's paying attention to see how healthy you are emotionally. I'm not saying there are some guys out there who are not healthy emotionally. They get women, right? But it's because they have these other things going for them. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to cover as many bases as we can so we can beat these other dudes, right? We show up and we hit all the triggers, okay? But she doesn't even know that's what's going on. But that's good that we know, so we can play the game properly, okay? So protector of loved ones, and then successful risk taker. So she needs to know that her man, right? If you're proposing that you know you could be her man, she needs to know that you're the type of man that can move things forward, that can take initiative, that can move the relationship forward, that can move the quality of life forward. She needs to look at you and think, if I get with him, life is gonna get better, right? If I get with him, our income is gonna go up, right? Our quality of life is gonna go up. We're gonna have more resources. We're gonna have more connections. We're gonna have more experiences. Like, she can't look at you and think, oh, this guy, he's on a decline. You know what I mean? Or this guy looks like he's about to lose it or whatever. She needs to look at you and see winner, right? Maybe it doesn't necessarily mean you've already won yet. Maybe you haven't won yet, but she needs to see, it needs to look like you're winning. It needs to look like you're going like this, you know? You're a rising stock. If it looks like you're going down, she's gonna avoid you. She doesn't want to be a part of that. She doesn't want to go down with you. She wants to go up, right? So we need to hit those attraction triggers, and then from there we need to pay attention to the girl's personality. Where does her focus go? Is why social media is great. Like, I like Snapchat because, you know, Snapchat, you can see her little stories and you can see what she's into. Instagram's good for that too. You can see on their stories and what they post. Pay attention to where her attention goes. What is she interested in, right? Don't just focus on her beauty and her looks and stuff like that, because that's what every other guy's doing. Focus on what she's into. That's how you seduce her. That's how you get her. And then once you seduce her, once you get her, then you can move the relationship in whatever direction you want. But in the beginning, it's about her. You know, if you want to get her, right? Like, if there's a specific girl you want to get, you have to seduce her. It's not about what you want. It's about what she's looking for. So you got to pay attention. You got to look at the details, right? But just make sure you're hitting these attraction triggers below the surface, right? Because attraction needs to be there. If attraction is not there, she won't give you the time of day. So we need to hit attraction on the DNA level. That's the biological level. That's the level she can't deny. The same thing with us. When a beautiful woman shows up with a nice body, nice curves, we're going to feel it, right? And if we try to deny it, it's stupid, because the fact is we're still going to feel it. She looks good, okay? And we more, you know, if you're a healthy man, you want to have sex with her, okay? Straight up. Doesn't mean you want to wife her up or anything, but you do want to spread your genes, because that's what we're supposed to do here. So you get the woman by demonstrating that you're the kind of man that's going to help her achieve the experience she wants to achieve in life. So if you can't do that for her, then you're not ready for her. I just got to be real with you, right? Because the relationship is not going to be built with a strong frame, and it may crumble very easily in the future, right? When I go after a girl, I want to go after her and create a frame, a strong frame, where I'm in a grounded masculine position and she is in a feminine and submissive and receptive position, because that is how nature wants it to be. So the relationship will last much longer if it's built with the right frame. If it's built with an incorrect frame, like you're chasing her, or you know what I mean, or you're trying to manipulate her with, doing some weird shit, or create a relationship based on a lie, shit like that, that's gonna come back to haunt you later, right? So, and I've done that, so I'm speaking from experience. It comes back to haunt you later, and when a relationship crumbles, it crumbles hard, you know? So you want to build a relationship based on how nature wants it to be built, because if you have nature on your side, it's a lot easier to make this shit work, because nature's code, or nature's setup or construct is very powerful. Like, the natural laws are more powerful than human laws. That's why most relationships don't do too well, because they're not based on natural laws, they're based on human laws, right? So if you put human laws versus natural laws, the natural laws is going to win in the end. You know what I mean? Unless the humans are like just so deluded and brainwashed that they somehow are able to make it work, right? But a lot of times you see these relationships, like, people try to make it seem one way on the outside, but if you go and look what's really going on, it's not too nice, it's not too lovely, you know? The girl is cheating on the guy, or the guy's cheating on the girl, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just understanding, okay, like, we got to hit these attraction triggers, and then we got to look at, okay, where's her attention going? Okay, like how the same way she would seduce us is how we seduce her. It's just different attraction triggers, right? Like, if she wants to seduce us, she just needs to be as sexy as possible. Like, she needs to look real good, she needs to be real feminine, right? She needs to be submissive, she needs to be supportive. Like, she just needs to be as female as possible. And then, so the same thing with us, we need to be as male as possible, as masculine as possible, as, you know, we need to demonstrate manly qualities. But then if you really want to seduce her, you got to hit on her, you got to look at her personality, right? So for example, like, if she's into like, I was listening to one of Grant Cardone's audiobooks, and he talks about how he got his wife, right? This wife, Elena. If you don't know who Grant Cardone is, this really successful real estate guy who became a thought leader, and right, he's pretty well known. But basically, he got his wife by seducing her, basically. Like, he paid attention to what she liked, because at first she was rejecting the hell out of him. Yeah, he was trying to get a date with her, and she kept saying no. And then he kind of did his research and found out that she was into guns. Like, she likes gun ranges. So one day, I think he either called her up or left a message or something like that, and he was like, hey, I just got us 2 tickets to the world's famous gun range or whatever, and the date is already set. I'll meet you there, or something like that. And apparently she showed up, and they had an amazing time, and he's married to that girl now, right? And, you know, I use that example because it's showing you, like, okay, he paid attention to what she's into. Like, you know, you can't just show up and say, hey, here's some dick. You know, like, that's where dudes mess up. Like, they think you could just show up and say, here's some dick, and just call her beautiful. If she is a quality woman that's being pursued by lots of men, you can't just show up and do that. You have to somehow grab her attention by demonstrating that you can create an experience for her that she's seeking. That's what Grant Cardone did. She's into gun ranges, and he took her to the world's greatest gun range, right? Not saying you have to spend a lot of money on the girl. Yes, brother, appreciate you. I am on TikTok. I got to get the Instagram going, though. So, yeah, so you pay attention to her personality, and you see, how can I create an experience for her that she's trying to get? She's trying to get certain experiences. She's trying to feel certain emotions, and she's trying, and it's not going exactly how she wants it to go. So now you show up as Superman. Like, hey, I can help you achieve that experience. And you got to get creative, too. And as I said, it depends on the woman. Like, some women, you know, just the little things matter to them. And those are my favorite type of women. Like, because, you know, some women, they just looking for a man that could just, like, be there for them, but not like on some pussy like needy shit like, oh, I have no other options, so like I'll do anything for you. Like, no, she wants a man who's on his shit, on his purpose, who's moving forward or whatever, but still finds the time to care for her. That's when it's valuable. Not the guy who has all the time in the world because he can't get no other girls. Like that, it's not that valuable to her. It's like, okay, he has no choice. That's why he's doing. But the guy who has choice, who has options, but he still finds time to, you know, take her out and whatever. That's what gets her, you know, turns her on, because she's like, oh my goodness, like he doesn't have to do this, but he's doing it. It makes her feel special, right? So that's why you want to actually have abundance. You want to have pre-selection, because then when you do things, it's more valuable, because it's coming from a place of, look, I could be with this girl, or I could be doing this, or I could be doing that, but I'm spending time with you. And there's a vibe, there's an energy there that she can feel. She can sense when you're in abundance, but you're still choosing to spend time with her. And right, and it makes her feel good. I'm telling you, all these girls want is to feel good. They want good emotions. So you just want to become a beast at creating these emotions for these women. You know what I mean? You want to become a beast at at emotional communication in general. Like, you want to get really good at communicating in a way that moves people emotionally. But how do you do that, man? I would say it's a combination of having the right knowledge, okay? So you need to know your shit, right? Like, for example, Grant Cardone, like, this girl wanted, you know, she's into guns, so he went and did his research and found the greatest gun thing, you know what I mean? Because you got to speak, I talked about this in another video, you got to speak the girl's language. Sometimes the reason you don't get a girl is because you're just not speaking her language, meaning she doesn't get it. Like, you think she gets it, because you got to remember, the way we see ourselves is not necessarily how others see us, right? We got to remember that. So we got to get outside of ourselves and put ourselves in their shoes. How is she seeing me? You know? Like, if I was her, you literally, like, the better you get at this, I'm telling you, the better you'll get with women. It's like, really put yourself in a girl's shoes. Like, imagine, okay, I'm a beautiful girl. I got a fat ass. I got nice tits. I got 100 guys in my DMs. 100 guys, you know, hitting me up on Tinder. 100 on Instagram. You know, 100 on Facebook. Guys catcalling me all the time. And now this guy's trying to holler at me. You know? Like, put yourself in her shoes. Like, how you gotta stand out, bro. Right? What would get her attention? The guy who's doing something differently. The guy who's not focused on what he wants. He's focused on what she wants. You know? He's selfless. So that's the advice, man. If you want to get this, if there's a specific girl you want, you know, you got to hit the 5 attraction triggers that Mystery gave us. Like, that should be the given with every single girl. Anytime you're trying to get a girl, make sure you're hitting those 5 triggers. And then from there, you want to pay attention to where her energy goes, what she focuses on, what she gives attention to, because that will give you a key to the kind of experiences she wants in life. And if you can give her those experiences, she'll fall in love with you. Okay? So you got to demonstrate attractive qualities, like masculine qualities, you know what I mean? Shit like that. But at the same time, you want to align with her personality in some sense. That's why sometimes certain girls, it doesn't make sense to get with them, because if you're going to have to go way out of your way to get her attention, it's kind of stupid. You know, you want to find a girl that kind of has similar values to you, maybe similar personality, stuff like that. So then all you got to do is just, in a sense, just be yourself, but like, you know, your best self, right? Amplify what you can do, demonstrate your value. Like, we're not supposed to be, it's interesting, because it's like you have to be proud, but you also have to be humble at the same time, because you don't want to brag, but you have to demonstrate your value somehow. Like, if you look in the jungle, you know, the gorilla, like the gorilla, when, you know, he's trying to find his mate, he goes in the jungle and he beats his chest. He lets the female gorillas or whatever know, like, yo, I'm here, right? So you have to do that. You have to somehow let her know, like, look at me, like, look what I can do for you. You know, look at the value I possess, right? But the art is how you do it, with the subtleties and the smoothness. You can't be so, if she feels like you're trying to do something, it's that, man, this is a very interesting game, man, but you gotta have fun with it. It can't look like you're trying to get her. Like, it has to look like you're just like doing your thing, but at the same time you're like, okay, let me vibe with this girl. Like, it can't be like, oh, all of a sudden she's becoming your purpose. Like, it's kind of like a side project you're doing. Like, you're doing your shit, you're handling your shit, you got your business to handle, but then there's this girl, you're like, okay, let me see. It's like you're, it's like in a video game, like you have the main quests, but then you have the side quests, right? So she's the side quest, right? Like, when you're on the main quest and you kind of have some time, you're like, okay, let me see if I could conquer this dragon over here, slay this dragon over here, since I have a little time. Like, that's the vibe. Like, never make the girl too serious. Like, never get too serious about getting a girl. It's not that serious. Okay, it's just not. You start getting serious, you're already out of there, man. Just relax. It's okay. I want to get this girl because it's a side quest. It's gonna be fun. But don't get so serious, man. You get too serious, bro. It's just not effective. It's just not a good strategy. These girls aren't looking for no serious dude. They're looking for a sincere dude. There's a difference. She's looking for the dude that actually cares, but at the same time he'll walk away. He's not gonna put up with her shit. She doesn't want a guy that's gonna put up with her shit, because she wants to get better. Whether you realize it or not, she wants to get better. She wants a man that's gonna guide her to a higher quality of life. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, that's how you get the woman. Okay? If you're a guy watching this and you want to become an unbreakable beast, you want to eliminate your fear of approaching women, you want to develop unbreakable self-confidence, I have a coaching program where we work together, and I give you daily action steps you can take to improve your character, to become more attractive, to remove this fear and this anxiety when it comes to women, and become a confident man who's grounded in his masculinity and who gets women. Right, so if you're interested, hit me up. It's called the Unbreakable Beast Program. 45-day program. You know what I mean? Work together for 45 days. And by the end of the 45 days, you're going to be extremely confident, grounded in your masculinity. You would have already got some numbers, some dates. You know what I mean? I'm going to help you get your dating life in the direction you want it to go. So if you're interested, hit me up. I'll give you the details. Thanks for watching. Peace.